No, no more! That's it! I don't care! I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about being better than Kakarot. I didn't care about being a Super Saiyan. I didn't care if I lived. I didn't care about anything. And then it happened.
Hello, Starcraft Broodwar fans. Welcome back to another week of the KCM. This is our final week, week 8 of this season of KCM. We're jumping into game number 1. Let's get it started. Over here in the top right-hand corner, we have Rush. Down here in the bottom right, it is Jaedong, none other than the king himself of Zerg. Let's bring up that full lineup for you here. I'm sure you've seen it from the thumbnail, but I'll go over it one more time because it is just so amazing. Rush, Royal JYJ, Best Snow, Bisu, Soulkey, Soma, Jaedong. These are the players you would expect to see in the later stages of ASL, in the round of 8, in the round of 16, and all the way up to the finals. These guys are the best in the world. They're competing on teams here, whether they be on Team Zerg, Team Terran, or Team Protoss, trying to win points in single elimination. The last team remaining will earn 2 points. The second to last team remaining will earn 1 point. And so far this season, Protoss has been getting blasted, absolutely blasted. They finally got 1 point on the board last week in week number 7. But looking at this lineup today, I wouldn't put it past them. They may be able to snag a win here. Finally, it's been a while, but the stars have kind of aligned here. We've got a Zerg versus Terran start, and we've got 3 of the best Protoss players in the world currently. The competition is fierce, but we'll hold out hope here for a Protoss win. Looks like we're going to start off with the wall here from Rush. By the way, this is a cheeky solo cast, guys. It is 5 a.m. here in Tokyo, Japan. I've just arrived. I've just landed. Had a little nap. Had something to eat. Went to the hotel and set up my streaming system. Set up my computer. Ooh, nice. Hiding that Overlord there. Not allowing Rush to see that. That means he's going to scout in the wrong direction. A bit of favor here. Bit of the fate smiling on Jaedong to start this thing off. But actually, Rush, he must have seen this. Oh, he can. Oh, no. Jaedong moving that a little bit too close. Does reveal his position. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, I got my setup set up here. Everything's ready to go. Had a little nap. It is now 5 a.m. and I can't sleep. It is what it is, boys. We're just going to cast some KCM instead. I think Shun right now is playing D4, Diablo 4 on a 24-hour stream right now, so I didn't want to bother him. Of course, I did let him know that I was starting the KCM, but he seems busy. We're going to let him do his thing. We're going to go back to the old days. Back when Saiyan as he used to cast every single game by himself. We'll go through this entire KCM here, at least as much as I can stand to do today, as I am quite tired, but we'll do our best. We'll do our best here. And I'm so excited to see how Jaedong does here against Rush. We've got a 2 racks play here out of Rush. He's got that academy on the way, so it will be that stim timing that everyone is familiar with at this point. That Zerg players have kind of figured their way into defending, but it's going to have to be a sunken defense here from Jaedong. Pretty much 100%. Maybe he could go for a big burst of Lings. That is a possibility, but you have to do something here to hold this Marine medic push as it comes out. There's going to be 8 Marines and 2 medics. And it's not going to be a fun time if you don't have sunken colonies or a ton of lings out here. With the 3-hatch play, there's no way to get those mutas out in time. So he will have to start to throw down these sunkens. He's waiting to the last possible moment here. Right as the Marine Medic starts to move out, that's when he's going to throw down those sunkens. And a third base going to be on the way as well down here in the bottom left for Jaedong. There's the first medic. The second pops out as well. And the move out has commenced here. Jaedong tracking these Marines. The rush distance here is not very long. Gonna try to catch some Marines as they come up this ramp. Jumping on top. There we go. Gets one Marine. Oh, only one Marine goes down. Not the greatest trade there for Jaedong, but he does slow it down a little bit. One sunken colony on the way. This is worrying here for Jaedong. Only having one sunken colony, and there is his Spire finishing up. A lot of lings are going to be produced right now. He's hiding them on the ramp. So perhaps pumping out a ton of lings and baiting Rush in to take down this one sunken colony and then surrounding with lings, but Rush falls back. He sees the one sunken and he says, no way, I'm not going in. Just gonna go ahead and head back home. Oh, but it's not gonna be quick enough here. Lings are gonna surround and kill this army, but just barely with the control here. Rush able to keep 3 Marines alive and those 2 medics as well. So a big win here for Rush as he returns back home with those forces. And every single link has been cleaned up. The muta attack is going to be quite late now, because not only did we go for the 3-hatch muta, but we also produced a ton of lings right as the Spire was finishing, which means that there were not larvae available to start making those mutas right off the bat. Now all of the turrets are up here. We've got a pretty sizable Marine medic force in the main base as well, ready to fight, ready to drive these mutalisks back. Excuse me. Looks like range is done as well, so there's not going to be too much to find here in terms of damage for Jaedong at this moment, and a Marine is making its way around the left-hand side of the map, it appears, and he's going to be able to scout that bottom left-hand corner, may even get a drone for his trouble as well. Single Marine for a drone is pretty darn good at this point, as Jaedong just going to be slowly adding on some more drones, trying to transfer down to the bottom left and get that third gas geyser mining. Look at that. Here comes the Marine. He is going to stim up and go for some drones here. Looks like pulling the drones to fight, but he should lose at least one. No, not stimming there. Rush doesn't get the stim and doesn't get the kill, but he now has revealed the location of the third base, flying in once again, losing a muta for just some damage on a turret. Not the greatest here from Jaedong. Taking a look at Jaedong's name here, it's kind of funny. There just goes the scan, but he's decided to go with a barcode, but it's very similar to a Soma barcode. Soma has exactly the same barcode with a 1 directly in the middle of that barcode, and Jaedong has just gone ahead and done this exact same thing with a 1 just slightly later on. So maybe trying to emulate Soma a little bit, maybe just throwing out a random barcode. I don't know what his plan was there, but it's very similar to Soma's barcode. Now, as we fly in once again and deal some more damage to these turrets, the Marines are getting a ton of pot shots off, and these mutas are being reduced in their power by quite a lot. Back at home, no transition. I don't see a Hydralisk Den. I don't see a Queen's Nest either. Completely viable if you're going to be building this many mutas to throw down a Queen's Nest and go for a hive, but Rush scans. Oh, there's the Hydralisk Den down here in the bottom left. That third base location. If Rush decides to scan over there, he will see that, but so far I don't think he has. Just burning both of his scans to check out whether there's a hive or not. That's really the important information here. But the way that this game is going, with Jaedong continuing to push here into the main base, there's only one turret in this location, so he could make more damage happen and maybe try to dive on top of these Marines if his Mutalisk count gets high enough. But I'm expecting we're going to see a all-in here from Jaedong eventually coming from that Hydralisk den. He's gonna start spamming Hydras across the map. Oh, actually, here we go. Queen's Nest as well, and an Evolution Chamber. So I'm wrong. I was thinking that it was going to be a lurker bust here at the front. He's gonna build a bunch of lurkers, draw all the Marines into the main, and then try to jump on top of that ramp and the bunker there in the natural. Try to win that way, but here comes that first irradiate. Oh my god! What? Oh, that is not the top tier play that we expect from Jaedong. God, that was so much damage. Rush able to click one of the bottom mutas there in the stack and deals an insane amount of damage. And now this is the scariest moment here as a Zerg player. The Terran has just been unleashed on the map, and you just don't have the tech to fight back against them just yet. Your mutas are all bruised, badly damaged here. Another radiate's gonna come down in a moment, and that may just force these mutas away completely. There we go. He actually spreads his mutas a bit before the irradiate comes down. It does hit one of the high HP mutas though, and that is painful. Looks like Jaedong gonna try to engage as he comes into this natural, throwing down a few lurker eggs. This could be the moment where Rush can bust. He's coming forward. The lurkers pop out just barely in time here. Running up with the lurkers, he has to burrow and get the spines off on these big groups of Marines. There we go. One of the lurkers goes down. Some mutas running forward here, just tanking damage, but it's not enough. The last lurker will fall, and Jaedong will have to tap out. I think a lot of this leads back to that first irradiate being so successful, and a drop in the main. My god, Rush absolutely on fire here, hitting multiple locations at the same time. Jaedong gonna go for a desperate counterattack during all this. Is gonna try and run right up here into the natural. The tightness of this area is very difficult to get through, but this is a lot of lurkers, and the spines are gonna crush this bunker. He's gonna kill a ton of SCVs here, but losing the main base and the third at the same time. I don't think it's an equivalent exchange at this moment. He's gonna try and get up here with some lings, reinforcing, try to run up this ramp, and maybe take it into the main base, try to kill as much as he can, but the endless irradiates here are gonna be the real problem. As the irradiates come down, the lurkers are gonna thin out in their number. He does get on top of this ramp, which is huge. Being on top of the ramp right now means that these Marines coming back, returning from the front, are not gonna be able to get up here into the main to assist. However, the constant irradiates that are coming out from Rush should allow him to take this game. As long as he doesn't lose every single building here, I think Rush is going to be fine. He kills that last lurker, and that should be it. The GG moment here for Jaedong. He's bringing out a few more lings to just jump on top of these Marines and medics, but as he clears this out, I think he'll notice that he has hardly any drones left, and his saturation is just not going to be good. His economy is no longer there. His tech has been kind of gutted at this moment as well. All the buildings in the bottom left being picked off. Actually, I see something down there in the bottom left. I think there's a couple of Marines killing the Hydralisk Den and the Queen's Nest at this moment. The Defilers mound is dead as well, so no Defilers, and soon to be no Hydras either. Okay, one Defiler did manage to pop out. There's the Defiler's Nest. Okay, we've got another den here. Mound, excuse me, over at the natural, so he may be able to hold on for a moment, but as soon as the irradiate comes in, GG is called. Jaedong taps out, and the first game goes to Rush. On to game number 2. We've got Snow spawning here in the bottom right-hand corner. Rush in the top left. We are on Dark Origin. Rush hot off that victory there over Jaedong. Not looking the greatest there, Jaedong. Made some mistakes, was pretty well controlled there by Rush. forcing out the early Lings to defend against that Marine bust. No, Rush didn't fall for any of the Jaedong tricks. Just stayed completely standard, built up into that science vessel count. Got the good irradiate and just took him down with ease. I hope that's not going to be a trend here with Rush going on a crazy streak, but it could happen, boys. It absolutely could happen. Before this game started, I was thinking this lineup is almost perfect if only they had Light in here instead of Rush, but Rush already proving his worth in this game. Now he's gonna have his gas stolen. He'll have to deal with this probe here by pulling off a few extra SCVs. He's already pulled one off to repair the barracks SCV. He's gonna pull a second one now to scout, and he'll have to pull another one to fight this probe. Very annoying stuff here in the early game for any Terran player who's experienced a gas steal. You know exactly what this feels like. Almost losing this SCV as well. He'll have to repair this. Or just run it around, I guess, for a little while, at least until the Marine pops out. There we go. Marine is now out. Now, how many Marines and SCVs is Rush going to dedicate to killing this assimilator in the back? It looks like not much so far, because he's throwing down a bunker with the Marine here in the front. An engineering bay going up by Rush. This is a beautiful move here right now to get that engineering base started. Of course, it's not going to last long with a Zealot here, but that's going to buy him a ton of time to kill this assimilator and get his bunker up, get some more Marines out so that he can secure this natural with ease. And this is throwing a wrench into Snow's plan. Guys, if you're a Terran player who's having difficulty dealing with gas steal, especially on two-player maps, look at this build right here from Rush. He's played it out basically perfect in this game, mitigating his losses and putting some punishment back onto Snow, all while getting his command center and his refinery here at a reasonable time. That's going to allow him to get his factory units out when he needs them. Perfect play here from Rush so far, deflecting all of the moves from Snow, and it's starting to feel reminiscent of that last game against Jaedong, where, you know, Snow's putting the moves on him. He's trying to figure out ways to break Rush's shell, but Rush just dealing with everything perfectly, taking it in stride and getting himself into a good position. Now a pylon in the top right hand corner. We're gonna have, I think, a robo over in that location. Gonna start to shuttle units into the back area and potentially build a Reaver over to that spot too. Now Rush is in here. He sees the main base. Now, it's a big moment here for Rush. At this timing, there should be 3 pylons. He sees 2. One in the natural, one in the main, but there's a missing pylon here. It must be somewhere on the map. Now, Protoss players can just hide a pylon somewhere. It's perfectly viable. It's perfectly fine to throw a pylon maybe on the right-hand side of the map, maybe on the left-hand side of the map, just to spot incoming drops, to see where the vultures are going, that sort of thing. But it could also be for a proxy, and that's exactly what it's for. Rush is looking around the map. He's trying to figure out where this proxy is, where this third pylon is. He's going to make his way up to the top right, but cut off by the Dragoon means he's not going to be able to find this, though he should be suspecting some foul play here. Snow is building that robo in the top right-hand corner. He's going to look for some damage here very, very soon. Here comes the 2 Dragoons. They're going to focus down onto 1 Marine, managing to pick one off already. The range is not quite done here, so he can't start to deal damage to that. Did manage to sneak out an SCV. SCV is looking for that proxy. Has not found it yet. He's going to move around the right-hand side, look for a potential third base here. Maybe get another view of the main. Snow sending his Dragoons Dragoons around the right-hand side here looking for that SCV. Has yet to find it, though, and here comes the SCV into the natural. That's going to be a relief for Snow, as he knows that the SCV is not in the top right, going to be scanning and finding his robotics. But getting back in here and seeing nothing from Snow, I mean, this is going to be ringing huge alarm bells here for Rush. He has no idea what his opponent is doing. He's just going to have to prepare for every eventuality here and do his best to hold. There is that eBay coming up, so a bit of caution here from Rush. Okay, backing away here. Snow trying to set up this drop here into the back. He wants to draw all the attention of Rush here to the front. Make sure that he is focused on holding here, and then bring things around to the back of the base. Try to deal some Reaver damage here. It seems like he's got a lot of space to try and get these Reavers in. I think Rush will be cutting that off, but will it be in time? Because the Reaver is about to pop. We already have the shuttle out, and the turret has just started there in the top right-hand corner. If that finishes up in time, it may cut off Snow from moving in through the back, but I still feel like he'll try it anyway. Go over top of that empty ground there in the back, try to fly into the natural and then through into the main, and he should be able to get it done. There it is. Rush finishes that turret. Oh, a great catch with that turret, dealing a lot of damage to this shuttle. You can see that Snow was not expecting there to be a turret there, but Rush all over this defense, actually holding this back. And look at that, 4 Marines with the shuttle being so low. It's going to be very difficult to get in here, and Marines focusing that down can kill it very, very quick. And so far, Snow's only done damage to 1 structure here, just killing off that singular turret. Not gonna be enough, not what he was hoping for this proxy Reaver play. I'm certain that he wanted to get more out of that. A second Reaver is gonna come up here, and it looks like Snow, realizing how much has been invested into the defense of this aggressive Reaver, not going to be worth it to try and dive in there. Instead, he's going to back away and try to slow down this third base as much as possible. More Dragoons are coming up. He's going to try and cut off the vultures that are making their way around this left-hand side. And it looks like he will actually stop this from going down, even picking off a vulture. So really good play by Snow. He has to be careful, though, not to hit any mines at this point. Mines being laid down around that left-hand side. Here comes the Reavers. Gonna try and get some shots onto these tanks as they advance forward. And it looks like actually Rush not super interested in taking this third. Maybe wanting to go for a push instead. 3 vultures gonna make their way over here towards the third base. Oh my god, getting right in here on top of these probes. A couple more mines get thrown down here, but only a few more probes gonna die, and he drags the mine into the vultures. Really nicely done there by Snow to quickly clean out that attack. Here comes the Reavers, gonna take a couple of shots on these tanks. Very nicely done. A couple more. No, not able to do it. Does take some damage on those Reavers and will have to back away, but so far so good here for Snow, holding back this push and slowing it down. He does lose a couple of Dragoons for those mines there. Pick up. Oh, he just barely doesn't pick up in time. A rare mistake from Snow. Not able to get that up, not able to get those shots off either with the Reavers that he wanted. He wants to get the clumps of tanks together, try to pick them off, and really slow down this push, really reduce this tank count before it finally crashes into his natural and third base area. Here comes another shot from the Reaver. He gets 1 tank. He's going to get a second one here with the Dragoon. Another good shot here, but all of the Dragoons are dead. This is very, very tense moment right now for Snow. He's going to pick up a couple of Zealots, try to throw them down on these tanks, but the tanks are mostly unsieged. The tanks that are sieged up are not taking splash damage. They're just dishing it out onto these Protoss units. Here comes a good Zealot Bomb, actually throwing that down on these two frontal tanks. Be able to pick a few of them off. Looks like you're gonna get 3 tanks for his trouble. So a nice move there by Snow, but oh god, another Reaver pops out. It's making its way down from the north, but it already ate a couple of mine shots, maybe 1, maybe 2 there, and is very, very close to a rush victory at this moment as he continues to push here with this very strong. What is this, 4 factory timing? He's just going for it right here, right now, stopping Snow dead in his tracks before he can really start to power up. Moving around the top right-hand side here, I feel like Rush needs to push across these bridges now that most of the army has actually been transported over to the top right. A bunch of Dragoons, some Reavers as well. There's no Reavers right now to try and slow this down, so crossing the bridge is never going to get easier here for Rush. There's another Reaver popping out, 2 actually popping out here, but neither of them able to get a shot off, and 2 more Dragoons die for free. Looks like Rush unsieging. He may be thinking about going back home here. Retreating back across the map might not be the worst idea in the world. Getting that 3rd base up. He's really killed a lot so far, but he could end up getting his forces mopped up by some really good Zealot bombs coming up soon here. Now chasing some of this army up into the top right. Maybe he goes up here to pick off this robotics facility, stop the production of Reavers. That could be a good move. But meanwhile, I think there's a shuttle moving around the left-hand side of the map looking for that 3rd base that should be thrown down shortly here by Rush. It's not going to find it, but maybe he can pick off the SCV at that location, at least, for his trouble. Now, tanks sieging up here, forcing back the Dragoons. Wow, 3 more kills. Rush is playing this out so brilliantly. Another Reaver going to be thrown down here. Start to pick off some of these missile turrets that are supporting the tanks, making it a little easier for the speed shuttles to dive on this and Zealot bomb all these tanks down. But look at how much blue is in the middle now, boys. There's so many mines, there's so many vultures, and tanks and turrets are supporting all of that. There's a lot of tanks in the middle of the map. How are we doing on upgrades, though? We haven't seen that just yet. I don't think Rush has built a science facility, focusing mainly on getting this push going. A Dark Templar moving around the left-hand side of the map may be able to deny this turret from going down and slow down the 3rd base even further. Now Rush moving his forces around the right-hand side. Now that he's secured the bridges, taking this high ground here could be the killing blow for that 3rd base of Snow. Snow moving his army up here, losing another couple of Dragoons. Once again, there's a storm going to be going down on these vultures. The shuttle almost gets caught as it's moving over the army as well. Here comes that Templar, but it doesn't have energy. 1 Reaver being thrown down here. Gets picked up at the last possible moment. Crawling forward is Rush. He doesn't have turrets for this push, but he's got a few Goliaths in here, and that's going to deter Snow from flying over top of there. Yes, 3 of those. Looks like Snow sensing weakness here on the bridges end of things. He's gonna try and cross these bridges, pick off all these tanks, but as he does this, he's giving ground here on this high ground. He's allowing Rush to siege up here and take over this location, focusing down the probes. There was beautiful. Targeting the tanks on the probes, kills a ton of them, and now he's gonna kill this base and can slowly creep towards the natural area of Snow. As Snow cleans out the middle, Rush creeps ever forward, closer to a victory here. He's preventing the 3rd base from going down, but his real problem right now is this army. It's moving around the right-hand side of the map. Looks like Rush gonna be content to stop that 3rd base from Snow, to end that base. Gonna fall back now. He takes some big Reaver shots, though. This is not the patient, careful Rush that we've seen so far in this game. Instead, kind of forcing his way down this ramp, eating some big shots. Now a big flanking force gonna come up, but the Zealot's just getting wrecked by the mines. Oh my god, that was one-sided. And he loses the shuttle as well. Oh, dude. Snow is gonna lose here, man. He lost so much just there. His first storms really didn't do that much damage. He lost his third base. He just lost the Reaver and the shuttle. He lost a ton of zealots there just running into mines. Everything kind of falling apart now for Snow as the push heads back towards the natural here. Snow hitting these tanks on the left-hand side, but blowing them all up now. Blue blood littering this field. Some tanks are going down. Rush kind of taking the gloves off now. He's no longer slowly, carefully pushing forward. Instead, barreling up this Protoss's natural, trying to end this one here. And GG. Rush overwhelms Snow in a very, very technical game. His defense is absolutely unbeatable at this moment. Our next game gonna be featuring Soma here on Medusa. The new version of this map has brought us some really interesting games. I don't know how it's going to play out here with Soma versus Rush, but generally when these two guys go up against each other, we're going to see a 2-Rax play versus that 2-Hatch Muta. Both players not generally interested in leaving their comfort zone when it comes to playing against each other. They're both very, very good at those builds, and they tend to rely on them very heavily, especially in this matchup between these two players. But Rush already forcing me to stick my foot in my mouth, throwing out a barracks in the middle of the map. He's going to try and put some pressure on Soma here, who's going for an 11 hatch. 11 hatch coming out here for Soma. He is going to be in a little bit of trouble if he doesn't produce a spawning pool here right away. He's also not scouting into the middle with that Overlord, which is actually good because he would lose that Overlord if he threw it into the middle. There's really no high ground locations around this middle for which to hide that Overlord. So this is actually a good idea, a great map to choose this build for Rush. And Rush is going to send the SCV-40. He's probably going to start a bunker here at the front. Not right away, but pretty soon as the spawning pool gets thrown down here. Rush is going to come in. He sees the 11 hatch. He's got a gas finishing up as well, so it will be a 1-1-1 follow-up, it looks like. Potentially here from Rush, depending on how much damage he can get done. This could be really, really good for him. One Marine has been sent out. He's got 2 SCVs ready to fight as well. So if the drones get pulled in large numbers, he is going to be able to fight back very, very heavily here at the spawning pool. About to finish, but it's not going to be in time. The bunker should be getting started here pretty soon. Although with the factory being taken already, building a bunker is going to be impossible at this moment. Here comes those 3 Marines. They can shoot down drones very, very quickly, but they will die incredibly fast too. The Lings are about to pop out as well. Here comes those Lings. They pop out. Rush on the defensive, running away here, but the Lings jump all over this and kill them off. Ooh. A brutal start here for Rush, just forcing away a few drones and a tiny bit of mining time for 3 Marines. And that early barracks in the middle of the map, that's not good for him at all. And Soma's going to be able to get directly into his 2-hatch Muta play. No hiccups here for Soma. He's identified this is probably going to be a gas follow-up from Rush since we don't have a wall. Actually, I don't think he's even seen that there's no wall just yet, but going to throw down that safety sunken anyway. A good move from him. He's even getting rid of these mineral fields at the back of his base. Those mineral fields can allow an SCV with a vulture to hop over the temples here. So getting rid of that is a really good move. And there's that vulture. So look at that. Soma predicting Rush's attacks completely. And so far this series has just been Rush dealing with every sort of aggression from both Zerg and Protoss, and now in this third game, he's really being dealt with perfectly here by Soma. Predicting all of his attacks, predicting his moves here, and taking them down easily. There's the Science Facility on the way, and a Wraith is about to pop out, but the Hydra's Den is here. He's going to be able to pump out a few Hydras, make sure he doesn't lose too many Overlords or drones to these Wraiths, but oh god, is he gonna try and run by here? Oh my god, he's gonna try and run by. He tries it, but he only kills 2 drones for 3 vultures there for 2 drones. That is a terrible trade for Soma right now. He's on 1 base, and he's trying to produce raids here. Soma is fine taking those 2 drone losses. Now he can start to send out units on the map. He knows that there's not going to be any mines either. That's a huge win for Soma. He could go for just a Hydra bust here. Easy Hydra bust for Soma from this position. I wouldn't even be surprised if he did that right now. Just start researching Hydra speed, get that Hydraless range, you know, build a couple of Scourge to chase these Wraiths around maybe, but there's not really any reason to try and win this from with Wraith, or with Muta, excuse me, because Wraiths are going to be strong against them. Especially if he does get Cloak. Science Vessels are going to be coming out soon. There are a couple of barracks going down, but it's a very long way from having the tech necessary to fight large numbers of Hydra here. He doesn't even have an arm or an academy. So the lack of an academy means that there's not going to be any stim, there's not going to be any medics. Hydra's just wreck that. So I'm surprised to see this many mutas have been built, but I guess he's going to go for it, try to deal some damage over here. The turrets are already done. I feel like it would have been such a good mind game for Soma to just go for Hydra. He already had the den. Just start the upgrades, go across the map, maybe make Lurker as well. Once the academy is done, you kind of need Lurkers to supplement, but all of this tech that's been rushed out by Rush just going to be completely useless against Hydra, Mass Hydra. Let me know in the comments down below if you feel the same, if you think that he probably should have gone that route as well, but we'll see if he ends up pulling it out anyway. Wow, look at that pull, guys. I just want you to admire the skill and practice that it takes to pull out a Muta from a stack like that. So perfectly done here by Soma. He's picking off a ton of SCVs at this moment because he was able to deny the damage from that Science Vessel, and he gets the Science Vessel as well. Oh my god. Soma. Absolutely perfect play so far this game, and making me look silly by saying he could have gone for Hydra because his Mutalist control is second to none. He's able to pick off that Science Vessel. He's able to pull out the Radiated Mutalist there in just seconds flat. Now he's going to come in once again, just killing off more and more and more SCVs, and he pulls out a injured Muta once again. He's going to use it to tank some damage for these other Mutas as well and deal some damage with that Irradiate. We've only got 6 SCVs left. Oh my god, 6, 5 SCVs now, 4, 3. He's only got SCVs on the gas. Oh my god, Rush is dead. Can do anything from this position. Soma could win just building sunken colonies right now if he wanted to. Rush has nowhere to go and nothing to do. All he has is these few Marines and 2 Science Vessels. The Mutas come in, they start to deal that damage. He's got some Scourge in here as well. He could dive onto the vessels, and yeah, he is gonna win by building sunken colonies. Look at this. 3 sunken colonies are gonna finish up in time. He bought enough time with those Mutas to slow them down. There's 1 more SCV here and 1 on the gas, and that is it. Sunken Colony victory here for Soma as the fourth one is finishing up. There's no way to break through right now and nothing to do. GG, Rush taps out. Soma is victorious. Bisu is going to be our next contender here, spawning in the top center. The blue Protoss going to be on Neo Sylphid, throwing down his gateway first, whereas Soma down here in the bottom right looks like he's gearing up for a 11 hatch. We haven't seen Bisu for a while, guys. He hasn't been in many weeks of KCM as of late, and the Protoss have really been suffering, so maybe Bisu is what they need to bring things back to get a win here this week of KCM. So far, we've had one Terran, one Protoss, and one Zerg eliminated, so everything is dead even at this moment. Which is honestly good for Terran, because they started off playing first this week, and their first player did absolutely fantastic. Rush taking down 2 enemies, including Snow, which is absolutely massive. A huge win there for Rush. The PVT specialist has been removed. That's going to help Royal and JYJ potentially take away this week, take away this series, and give themselves some more points. Of course, they don't really need points at this point, but there's still, of course, that $750 riding on this win in this week. Every week of KCM has a prize pool. The first team, the first place team taking 750, the second taking 300, and the third taking home nothing. You don't win just for showing up, unless, of course, your team wins for you. Then you don't even have to play, and you still get that cash. So something to keep in mind here as we go into this game with the Zealot reaching the main base. He's gonna try and go after this drone, but not enough shots onto it from the probe. It's still got enough life to survive at least one hit from the Zealot, and Soma is going to be pulling out a bunch of Lings now. It looks like he's pulled off the gas, so that's some good information for Bisu here, keeping the Zealot alive. Gonna show him that now putting drones back onto the gas here. Only 2 though. Maybe not gonna go for a quick spire. There is a possibility. Cannon is on the way, and quite a few Lings have been produced, so Bisu probably just gonna leave all his Zealots back at home. He needs to pop out one more Zealot, put a probe over in that wall as well. Soma not gonna send all his Lings across the map, instead looking for that probe. Oh, he barely doesn't see it. Oh my god, look at the spread from Soma across the map. He's looking everywhere. He just does not spot that probe. Now he's sending it down. He does see it. There it is. He spots the probe, and he will be able to kill that off. However, probe's probably going to get back here into the main. Nope, Ling speed is done. That's a big indicator from Bisu as well. Seeing that speed is done, he definitely went speed before layer. Now there's the layer on the way, still taking off drones from that gas with a lot of Lings here. Bisu's got to be very, very careful. Make sure that he doesn't die to a Ling all in. He's got 2 Zealots over there in the right-hand side of that wall. That's going to be enough to plug up this area and potentially prevent some sort of Ling bust. Of course, you can pull drones here. It is possible. You could get a vision on a mineral patch, pull a bunch of drones, and try to break this, but it would be insanely risky, and it looks like Soma not interested in going for a play like that. Instead, he's going to be droning up hard here and grabbing that third base. In the main, we see Citadel Stargate. Pretty average timings here for Bisu. He's getting into the game. He wants to play. He hasn't killed any drones, but he did slow down the mining a little bit and forced out quite a few Lings, so he's still going to be feeling okay here with the 4th hatch coming down. Soma is really starting to power up. There's the Spire as well. It's a bit slow, so he may lose a few Overlords here. And Bisu going to get a full scout, absolutely. But it's not the worst thing in the world. He is going to be fine. He's spreading out his overlords. He's hiding them where he can, trying not to allow the Corsairs to find them easily. He just barely got out of the way of that Corsair there in the center of the map. Now, the Bisu's going to get in here, and he's going to see the extra macro hatches coming up. And he's going to know exactly what he's up against. No gas in the natural. It's just coming up now. So he knows it's not going to be a meterless play. He knows it's likely going to be 2 to 3 groups of Scourge chasing these Corsairs around, and then a full transition into Hydra. We don't have an evolution chamber just yet, but that makes sense. Soma focusing on getting his hatcheries out as quickly as possible, busting up that drone count, getting as many out as he can, and then getting ready to deal with this Zealot attack that's coming. Zealots are moving out on the map slowly here, but they do not have that speed. They do not have that +1 just yet. So falling back here, a second Stargate. Second Stargate on the way. What? Bisu going for 2 Stargate play against this? I am shocked. Absolutely shocked. Here comes the Corsairs, but oh my god, he almost gonna get this. Corsair pops out, and he actually managed to avoid the 2 Scourge that were sitting right there on top. Now he's going to come back. Can he actually get it? He gets one. Gets one Corsair. That's big. Picking off 1 Corsair is big, but it might give Soma a bit of unfounded confidence here. Bunch of Zealots are coming into the natural. There's 1 sunken colony. All the Lings are dealing with this Zealot over here at the 3rd. More Lings do pop out and come over to help deal with this. Very nicely done so far by Soma. Bisu is just going to kill this sunken colony, but that's all he's gonna get. He's gonna kill 1 or 2 drones here natural. Most of them are just hitting the hatchery though, the main base. 2 Zealots will get broken off trying to kill 1 of these drones. Are they even gonna get 1? No drone kills here. A ton of Mutalisks out on the field, though. This is a big commitment from Soma, building this many Mutas, and they're all gonna get caught here by the Corsair. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Oh, it's so much damage. He's gonna lose, I think, 1 more Corsair to a Scourge potentially, but this Zealot going to work here in the main with 2 kills. Gonna be getting a little bit of value here for Bisu. Looks like the 3rd base Zealot not gonna get much. 5 kills now on the Zealot. That is huge. 5 kills on that Zealot is massive. Looks like Soma just gonna go for a kill move here, trying to dive in with some Scourge. He does get 1 Corsair, but it's just not enough. Here comes some more Scourge. He's gonna catch. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so big. Ton of Corsairs go down there, bringing the number down to just 4. No armor here. Oh my god, this Zealot is still alive. Are you kidding me? This Zealot has been doing so much work here. Another Zealot here in the 3rd. Getting another couple of kills here. The drone number is in shambles at this moment. And another couple of kills gonna go down here. 3 more kills, actually. The Mutas just take way too long to clean that up, and actually Soma hasn't spotted the Zealot in the main again. The Zealot is going to be able to come back in and deal more damage here. He's already got 5 kills. He's going to get more. Soma is in desperate trouble here. The Templar are very late for Bisu because of this commitment into Corsair, but he's been rewarded handsomely for this play. Done a ton of damage with those Zealots. He's really bruised the Mutas up here as well. +1 armor is now done, so Soma has an opportunity to maybe dive in and get a kill, but Archon is out already. We've got a couple of cannons here in the main. This will have to be the connections of his life here if he wants to take this win. He has to get fantastic hits on these Corsairs, pick them all off, and then take over the main. That's the only way he's going to be able to win here. Oh my god, he gets quite a few Corsairs there, 3 or 4. Zealot coming back in again, gets up to 6 kills. Here comes more Zealots here into the 3rd. Great block with the drone there at the 3rd. 8 kill, 9 kill Zealot here in the main base, though. just ravaging this economy for Soma, and Bisu absolutely outplaying him at this moment, crushing this drone count. Finally, that's been dealt with, but Soma in shambles at this moment. He's trying to re-drone here. He's trying to find a way to get back onto par with Bisu, but aside from breaking the main, I just don't see how he can do it. He's got to kill all these Corsairs with perfect Scourge hits, and then dive in the main and like stop production, stop mining in the main. That's like the only thing that could save Soma at this moment. He's chasing around a massive group of Corsairs with a ton of Scourge, but those Scourge, they're not going to be able to connect once this reaches 11 Corsairs. There's just going to be so much splash that the Corsairs won't take any damage whatsoever. The Mutas are going to do nothing here. And Archons are going to clean up most of everything. Here comes the Scourge. He gets a couple of hits, but look at how few in comparison to previous attacks. Just barely knocking down a few of these Corsairs. Now more Scourge are coming out. Maybe he can dive on this with his Mutas and Scourge. Try to get a few more. There we go. He gets another one. Not bad here for Soma. Absolutely making some progress, but the third base is going to come up here for Bisu. Soma going to dive on top of that, try to prevent that, and Archon is present. Another Corsair goes down. Not bad. Once again, from our Zerg player, able to pick off another couple of Corsairs, but it's still water under the bridge at this point for Bisu, who's actually advancing in upgrades. He's advancing in tech. He's getting his third base up, whereas Soma has just been flying around with a ton of Scourge, kind of throwing that gas aside, wasting that, not getting into Lurker tech right now. He's got an upgrade going, but he's falling behind. He's only on 3 bases at this moment. He's finally re-droned, but he should be, if he's allowing Bisu to take this third, he should have his 4th on the way. He should have double upgrades pumping and looking towards Hive, but we don't see any of that from Soma at this moment. He's got a ton of Mutas flying around, but he can't really do anything with them. Impotent are these Mutas at this time. A base there in the center left. He wants some more gas, I guess. The only reason I can imagine him wanting to take that over the bottom center, because the bottom center has more minerals, and it's got, I think, more patches as well, but definitely more minerals in each patch. It's also way more defendable in this situation. You can set up a Lurker line there in the center and kind of hold off and defend all 4 bases in the bottom, but you can't really do that. You can't say the same for that base in the center left. That base will be easily attacked from the north. Even if you have enough Lurkers in the middle kind of defending your natural and your bottom left, but Bisu gonna take it slow here. He's not gonna move over and try to deny that immediately. I'm not even sure if he's seen that yet. Extra hatcheries going up here for Soma. Gonna try to connect with a few Scourge, and he does get some decent connections, still limiting this Corsair count. I thought we would have seen Bisu at 11 a long time ago, but Soma somehow made it work, getting connections with these units, slowing down that inevitable buildup of Corsairs. But another base is going to go down here for Bisu. The 4th base on the way is a problem. Picking off a Templar here, maybe getting another as well. Great job there. Just one-shotting those down. He's got a ton of Hydra here in the middle, but the storms are going to be insane. If he manages to get them down, one storm does go down. Looks like a Lurker getting caught to the north is going to get picked off as well. Running forward here, he's going to try and take the fight. Go for the Observer. He gets it. He gets the Observer. That's huge. Picking off that Observer is a massive, massive win here for Soma. He's going to be able to push everything back. Bisu has to retreat right now. There's no way to fight at this moment. He's going to try to pick off the Archon, making a few more Lurkers. This buys him enough time for these Lurkers to finish at the very least. The next Observer's not going to pump out for another minute or so and get here to the front line. A free Templar on the left-hand side. Another big win here for Soma, and more Templar moving through the middle. are gonna not quite get picked off. The Corsairs able to defend them. More Zealots and Dragoons moving forward. This is a little bit too many Lurkers. They need to be spread out a little better, though, for Soma. He does not want to get, 4 stormed at the same time. Great pick off there on the Templar. Soma doing a fantastic job hitting from multiple sides, multiple locations, able to pick off another Templar there. It did get its storm off, though, and deals massive damage. Lurkers can now be stacked up, no problem, and killing off a ton of these Zealots, but slowly Soma here is going to be pushed back. He's going to lose this Lurker line, and with that, I think Bisu can push through Hydra with +2 attack, wrecking a lot of these Dragoons. He's doing a good job focusing them down. Now, not so much. Attacking the Zealots here, not the best priority. He should be running forward, right-clicking down as many Dragoons as he can at this moment. Gonna right-click down a Zealot there, and now going to work on these Dragoons. Bisu making a mistake here, keeping the Dragoons up here, while Soma's actually picking off quite a lot of them. Zealot, one single Zealot making its way into the 4th base here, gets 5 kills on drones. That is a serious blow to the economy here of Soma, and as more units make their way over to this location, I think Soma is going to lose his base. Main base is mined out. Natural's getting low here for Bisu. The 3rd base here is also a low mineral base, so it will run out faster than normal, but it's not going to mine out here for quite a while. I think Bisu should be able to snag that base on the top right. I'm really surprised Bisu didn't try to push the issue here onto this 4th base, because I feel like he's got the initiative. There's no Lurkers at this moment. The Zealot, Dragoon, Templar army should be able to take a really decent fight here against the pure Hydralist force of Soma, and it's not even a very large Hydralist force at this moment. He's gonna have to pull away all the drones at this moment, try to run out of this spot. A Dark Templar making its way down to the bottom center. Bisu just all over this man. He just will not give him a break. Losing a few more drones, and the base down there at the bottom center does get set up, but Soma on the ropes here as the 5th goes down, excuse me, for Bisu in the top right. He's securing his future, his legacy here going forward. Oh my god. Oh, so unfortunate for Soma. Walks right into a storm there. His mutas pause and stop right as that Templar gets into range. He loses that force and taps out. Soma is defeated, and Bisu gonna be moving on. All right, I'm back. It is now 8 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Just went and had a little breakfast, feeling good. Chilling here in a tiny little hotel room. It's raining, pouring rain outside. It's rainy season here in Japan now. But this little comfy hotel gonna be my casting booth for today. It's remarkably small. I know you guys have probably seen other videos of Tokyo hotel rooms online, but I'm gonna post my own probably to the Patreon a little later, as I do with most of the things that are going on in my life. I like to keep you guys updated there. So if you do feel interested seeing my journeys in Japan, definitely think about supporting the channel here, helping me do more of what I do best. Cast Broodwar, whether that be KCM or all the replay casts I've been doing lately, guys. I'm probably gonna have to get a job here soon. Just letting you know, it's gonna have to be a thing. We're gonna be getting an apartment here in Japan. We're gonna be paying rent once again. I was staying recently with my family members because I did get in a pretty bad car accident while I was traveling earlier this year. But now we're moving forward, moving back to Japan. Gonna be getting an apartment for ourselves, and that means I have to earn money. And the only way to do that currently is either doing casts, making money through Patreon, or working as an English teacher or some other job here in Japan. So if you guys want to support me and make it so that I can make more casts, incentivize me to continue producing tons of videos, then definitely consider supporting on Patreon. There's plenty of rewards there for you guys. If you have some ideas for more rewards on Patreon as well, let me know in the comments down below. Now on to this game. We got JYJ down here in the bottom left, Bisu in the bottom right. Everything in the opener has been very normal here. This is of course Vermeer, so I wouldn't expect anything less. It's possible to go for a 12 next here, go for that really super early Nexus, but not going to take that risk. Bisu just going to play it out normal. He's been really on fire so far today. Taking down Soma is a major feat. He did it in a fantastic fashion. Didn't have everything go his way, but tactically, his gameplay was pretty brilliant. The 2 Stargate play, it doesn't always work out, but made it happen in that game. And now, here in PVT, what will Bisu bring out against this up-and-coming, very impressive Terran player in JYJ? Has really come into his own as of late. Hasn't really shown up that big in KCM recently, but his performance in some of these other large tournaments has been incredibly impressive. Now, the 3 Marines out here in the front, he's going to try and get as much damage onto that Dragoon as he can. Only gets a couple of shots off there. And he's foregone the early bunker here. So if Bisu sees this, he's going to know that some sort of FD push is coming. And I haven't seen any additional Marines just yet, but seems like he's pulling something out of his main. Just sending SCVs to the natural. So false alarm there. 4 Marines have been produced. 1 tank here in the front. How many gateways do we have? A second gateway is about to finish up here, and that should be enough to hold on against this early push. 2 tank push with a few Marines and Vultures rallied behind it. 2 gateways should shut this down without too much of a problem now. Goon waiting here on the high ground is going to have to back away now. Spots everything out, but isn't able to take any pot shots. And Bisu in a tiny bit of trouble, though he does have 4 goons here. If he gets the right angle, he can definitely dive on these tanks and just start to shoot them down really, really quick. There you go, JYJ preemptively trying to pull back that tank, but not focusing it down. The pylons are out here in the front being a little bit annoying. Bunker is going to come up as well. We've got the SCV being targeted right now. It hasn't been picked off, though. Oh my god, it stays alive. That is big. That bunker looks like it is going to finish, but the tank is getting... Oh no, the bunker just barely doesn't finish there. And the tank goes down as well. That is huge. Really good hold here from Bisu. A little bit of mistakes from JYJ, though, pushing forward a bit too aggressively. Loses that tank, and now an easy 3rd base is going to come down for Bisu. Really, really easy now for him to throw down this Nexus. He's got the unit advantage. He's got these Dragoons out here. He knows that his opponent doesn't have much behind this. He's going to be transitioning out of this early push, and that means he doesn't have like a dropship about to fly in or anything like that. He doesn't have a 3rd base on the way. All he's doing is just getting out of this early push, and a Stargate's going to be thrown down. So immediate Nexus and then Stargate. And this is the problem with some of these pushes from Terran in the early game. If they don't work out, you're going to find yourself in a position where Protoss can do everything that they want all at the same time. And that's kind of what Bisu is doing here. He's going to pick off that Vulture as well. So eliminating another threat out here on the map means he's going to feel even more emboldened to take additional risks here. He's going to be able to take more liberties with his build. Probably go directly into Arbiter if I'm not mistaken. No, double Stargate. He's going to be going into Carrier right away here from Bisu. And look at JYJ's base. Oh, he's in so much trouble. He's building a starport and a third factory, but I mean, we've got the shuttle out here. Do we have Reaver? No Reaver tech, so at least we don't have Reaver tech here. So JYJ, maybe he could get a push going, but there's just so many Dragoons out right now. So many Dragoons on the map. And the tank count was reduced. We've only got one add-on here. So tanks have been incrementing out just one at a time. The starport is ready, but no Wraith out just yet. There it is. Wraith is going to come now. But one Wraith does nothing against these carriers, and they're already in production. This is looking really, really good for Bisu here. It's going to clear out all the mines on the map. Make sure that he has a straight line to the Terran base, that the Terran's not going to be able to push out without him knowing. It's not going to have mines to assist when moving forward. He's going to have to relay those mines. He's going to have to remake vultures in order to get those mines out, and this is already almost at the point of carriers popping out here. Once we reach 4 carriers, it is going to become incredibly hard for JYJ to win this game. Scan comes down. What do we see? Carrier. He sees it. The carrier transition is coming, but I think it's already too late to throw down a bunch of factories and try to get a push going, because, oh my god, these Dragoons just running into their death. But Bisu's got plenty more where that came from. More factories on the way here. He's gonna try it. JYJ is gonna load up some drop, fly vultures into the main, try to get some kills here, and follow up with a really strong push. That observer, so clutch here for Bisu. He is going to be completely ready for this dropship the moment it comes in. Carriers have already popped. Dropship now making its way down to the bottom right. Carriers do not have interceptors. No interceptors at all. Okay, finally the first 2 interceptors pop out, but that's going to take a long time to kill these vultures. Dragoons are here, present in the main base. Should be able to mop this up without much problem. Does eat a couple of mine hits and a tank. Oh, there was a tank in there as well. Tank gets 1 kill on a Dragoon, but that's all he's going to get. 3 kills on this vulture, managing to pick off a few probes. But I just don't see this being enough. Carrier number 3 and 4 are on the way right now, and JYJ is just barely moving forward out of his main base. His tank count is incredibly low. He's pumping out a ton of Goliaths, but as long as Bisu has enough Dragoons and Zealots here, this number of tanks is not going to be able to cut through that. We've got about 6 tanks in total. There's no way you're going to be able to kill the amount of Dragoon Zealot that's going to be popping out of Bisu here. He's going to have so much ground army. It's hardly even going to matter. There's the dropship loading up once again. He's going to go for the main and the natural. A 4th base about to come up for Bisu. Gonna lose a Goliath as well. Oh my god. JYJ falling apart a little bit here. He's trying to get a push together. He's added on so many factories, but can barely afford to produce off of them. With only 2 bases, he's really struggling right now. There's the 3 carriers building up their interceptors back at home, and we're definitely going to get to 4 carriers here, no question. 4 carriers will be coming up. Oh my god, running through mines can flip the game on its head here. If Bisu's not careful, he may end up losing too many units to the point where these tanks actually can take a fight. But there's the 3 carriers to moving forward. Carrier number 4 gonna pop out here. Looks like carrier number 5 not on the way. I think this is a good decision by Bisu, recognizing that, hey, there's just not that many tanks. his opponent really focusing here on building up his Goliath number. As long as he can pop out enough gateways, he should be able to kill these tanks and kill the army of JYJ and then take a win from there. There's Speed. Speed just finished here. Great timing on that upgrade. It's just going to finish up in time. My god, that was a huge mine connection. Huge. Dealing a ton of damage to all of those zealots, really softening them up by a lot. A counterattack over here to the third base, but there's nothing in this location. JYJ going to set up here in the natural of Bisu. Half the army is going to fight here along with the carriers. Big flank is going to come through here. Hopefully Bisu does not run through mines on the way to that flank though. I don't see any... Oh, observers are there. Flanking force is coming through. Zealots are getting right on top of these Goliaths and tanks. Another rally of Goliaths, but this army is toast. JYJ, I think he may end up just tapping out here. He has the option to fall back and try to take a third, but this carrier number is just going to continue to grow. And yeah, like I said, not enough to fight the ground army. The tank count way too low. These next two tanks are going to get picked off as well. That's really limiting JYJ's options here. His tank count is now officially at 0. All he can produce is a few Goliaths at this moment, and that's not going to be enough to take down all of the carriers and the ground army here of Bisu. Bisu at now 127 supply with another base going up in the top right-hand corner. Grabbing that location, cannoning up that base is basically checkmate at this point, because even if JYJ was somehow, some way able to take his third base, make an army and send it over towards the natural, Bisu is just going to be able to counterattack you with carrier and sack that location, keep mining off of top right and take the game that way. This is very, very rough stuff right now for JYJ. He is going to try and play it out. He is going to try and snag that third base, but the defenses are being put in place for Bisu in the top right. He hasn't transferred the probes up to that location just yet. He's sticking here on 3 bases, but this is fine. The tank count is so low. The carrier count is so high. There's more carriers than there are tanks at this point, guys. Dragging some of these mines into the Goliaths. Very good moves here from Bisu. The moment the Goliaths try to jump forward to get shots on the carriers, he immediately backs away. Look at this beautiful control out of Bisu. Now going to take out that last tank. He can target that down with the carriers. Carriers continuing to shove forward here. He needs to just go over this high ground, shoot down these remaining tanks here, and then just file forward with the Zealot Dragoon army to finish off the Goliaths and end this game. Looks like JYJ will be tapping out soon as that Vulture makes its way into the top right-hand corner. It is going to get some kills, but GG. Bisu takes that game away as JYJ taps out. Okay, more signs of life here for the Protoss race. Able to take down quite a few Zerg and Terran players this week. I mean, looking back on how the season has gone, you might have thought that Zerg was going to have an easy time in the semifinals, and it was going to be a Zerg versus Terran finals for sure, but maybe not. Maybe in the semifinals, Protoss can fight back and take down Zerg. That would be a shocking result. There's only one Zerg player left this week. It is Soulkey here in the top left, but Bisu has been shining brightly in this week of KCM. He has a very good chance, I think, of taking down Soulkey here. Now Soulkey sending out his first Overlord in an interesting scout path. Look at how he sent that. Generally, you just as a rule, send your Overlord towards the top right. You want to check and see the natural as quickly as possible, but surprisingly here, Soulkey instead gonna send his Overlord to the front and then south. Kind of a strange pattern here, avoiding the probe scout Bisu is going to find that eventually. Bisu, funnily enough, sent his probe scout in a strange direction. He sent it down to the bottom right and then cross map to the top left, which is also not a typical scout pattern, but they're both going to find each other here with relative ease. First Zealot is coming across the map. This was an 11 hatch from Soulkey. His spawning pool is about to finish, but we could see some damage here. This probe damage in the early game is very, very important. 10 HP on that drone. Really, really good stuff from Bisu to set himself up for an early drone kill here. You can see this drone having a hard time finding a location to sit, and it is going to go and make the extractor. Okay, just barely managing to make that. Comes a Zealot going for the drones. Really good surround there, but the Zealot still managing to hit somehow. And with the one drone going down, this is a good setup for Bisu. He's managed to pick off that one essential drone, give himself the lead here in this game, kind of eliminating the advantages that Soulkey had from getting this early 11 pull. And now he's going to force more lings to be produced. He's even forcing more lost mining time at this point. More lings are going to go down here as well. The probe blocking. Beautiful block there on that. Not the biggest deal in the world to pick off one extra ling, but as more Zealots get sent across the map here and the damage continues to mount, this may become more and more of a factor. Soulkey hasn't lost any further drones. He is going to get a good surround on this Zealot. Will pick that off with relative ease. So well done by him to not break under this pressure, to continue to pop out drones and to get the correct number of lings to deal with this. The next Zealot is not going to be able to come across the map. It does go on and head home. Meanwhile, Soulkey throwing down the third base in the bottom left quadrant of the map. So taking that other main base, surprisingly. A lot of Zerg players on this map prefer to take the base in the center left or the top center, you know, those partial island bases, but we've also seen plenty of DT play on these maps as well. Corsair DT can be really, really strong against those semi-island bases. DTs cut through the eggs very, very quickly. They can get in on those bases and deal huge damage while the Corsairs keep the Overlords at base. So Soulkey mixing it up here. He's going to take a base in the bottom left. Now this base is a bit funny because if you're going to take a main base, generally you want to take the natural of that main because that allows you to sunken up, defend properly, and then you can take a free fourth base. It's not the case here for Soulkey. He's going to take the bottom left, and he's going to have to climb up onto high ground in order to take that fourth base. So, bit interesting stuff here from Soulkey so far. He gets back into gas mining. This is a art that I have yet to master for the Zerg race, is when to pull gas in this matchup, when to get out of gas, when to get back into gas, to make sure that your Spire is on time, but you maximize the amount of minerals you can gather and pop out your hatcheries as quickly as possible. Soulkey doing it brilliantly here. He's going to have quite a few hatcheries coming online here shortly. He's got the Hydralisk Den on the way as well. I saw the lair, but we haven't confirmed a Spire just yet. There's the lair finishing up. Where is the Spire going to be thrown down? Perhaps as part of the wall here at the front, although that is a very important tech building. You don't want to be losing that early on. One Overlord going to go down here. Zealots were sent across the map to threaten the attack, but have been sent home now after a sufficient Ling army was produced to counter that, and now Soulkey has a ton of lings with kind of nowhere to go at this moment. They're going to run across the map and just kind of camp out here in front of Bisu's base, but he's going to wait for +1 and speed here before he moves out, and then those lings will be nearly useless. So a little bit unfortunate there for Soulkey. He's going to lose another Overlord down here at the bottom left, as well a few Hydras have popped out, but I feel like the initiative here goes to Bisu as he starts to pick off more and more overlords. Scourge will come out soon, so he's got to be careful not to lose one to those early Scourge. Keeping that Corsair number alive is very, very important. No Spire, actually. I don't see a Spire anywhere, so a quick lair, but no Spire. Is it going to be Lurker fast here? I imagine so, with Soulkey droning up very, very hard, making Lurkers, and of course upgrades as well, and then trying to snag this 4th base quickly. A 5th base comes easy after that in the center left, but we'll see if Bisu can throw some sort of a wrench into the works here. Here comes a lot of +1 zealots making their way into this bottom right natural. He's gonna pull the drones, trying to block here for the Hydras, keeping as many of them alive as possible. The Hydras are going down though very, very quickly, and Corsairs are now present to start to knock down these overlords. Lings should have been in this fight, but they're showing up late, trying to take down these zealots, but the zealots are holding their own, fighting off these Lings and Hydras, and actually getting to work here on the evolution chamber. He may be able to deny +1 attack here in a reversal of the roles. Soulkey loses his +1 attack, and Bisu with this +1 attack timing doing a ton of damage. A lot of drones have been killed. Soulkey may be regretting his decision here to take this base in the bottom left rather than a semi-island. A DT makes his way down here as well. There's just Hydras and drones left over. He may be wanting to go for the kill on this hatch. GG. Wow. Soulkey taps out. Bisu takes down another fantastic Zerg. Wow, so Zerg is eliminated. Crazy. Watch out for this guy here, guys. Bisu in the bottom left. He is on fire this week in KCM. Definitely a shoe-in to the semifinals. He has got to be in that lineup because his ability to take down Zergs this season, or this week, excuse me, has been unparalleled. Absolutely fantastic play from him. And I think the Zerg players are going to be sweating a little bit at the prospect of trying to take down Bisu in the semifinals. Like, it seemed like a sure thing that they would be going to the finals with how they've been playing so far, but man, Bisu not making it look like a sure thing here at all. Be making these guys question themselves a little bit, getting eliminated this early, and we've still got 2 Protoss players with 1 Terran left. So this is the opportunity. This is the moment here for Protoss to take a win. The first win of Season 2 of 2023. That would be amazing for the confidence going into the semifinals. That late comeback in the season still is a possibility in this tournament. The moment we get to the semifinals, all bets are off. Of course, Terran is already set up for the finals, but despite how many points have been gained by Zerg, it's no guarantee of a finals run now. We've got Royal here in the bottom right. He's setting up for what looks like a normal game here, and I would be a bit scared to play a normal game against Bisu right now, seeing how he did against JYJ in that last game. The carrier play looked fantastic. He made it look easy. He's found out his opponent's location. He knows kind of what's going on here. That early Marine, he wants to get in and actually see the main base, but it's not going to be a possibility for now. Dragoon on the way. A quick machine shop, so probably not a vulture expand here for Royal. Generally, you want to get that vulture out immediately and put it on the map so that the Dragoons have to, at least one of them has to stay at home to block the ramp, but Royal adding on the machine shop. What's his plan right now? Will he be popping out a tank? Will he be going for mines or something like that? We have yet to see here. He hasn't thrown down the bunker, so he's not too worried about a single Dragoon coming in here, rangeless Dragoon coming in. He knows that it's a possibility he could have a vulture out right now, so Bisu gonna have to leave a Dragoon at home. No real choice here, and just try to scout with that one single Dragoon. If he just goes to try and look at this command center, maybe he can get some damage. No, the Marines are a little bit too far back, and so he won't get any damage onto this Dragoon. That's kind of a win here for Bisu. He gets the scouting information, he sees the command center, the tank and 3 Marines. He doesn't take any damage on this Dragoon. Now he can kind of chill out here in the front, wait for his opponent to move out and then try to dive on something. Here we go. He's gonna go for a Marine. Getting a few hits onto that Marine. Able to kill one of them already. Not bad at all. Maybe gets a second one. Nice target fire here from Bisu. Losing just a tiny bit of hull damage on that Dragoon. Might even be able to get another one. There we go. Another easy kill there. The Marine number is very, very low now. A few vultures are going to follow up with this FD push. I don't think it'll be successful, though. Bisu's just done too good of a job at whittling this down without taking much hull damage onto his Dragoons. He's going to move around the outside here. He will not be cut off by these tanks and Marines. He's going to be ready here in the natural for this attack with 4 Dragoons ready. That'll be able to 2-shot these tanks. And there's really not much to buffer for these, so he picks off that first vulture goes down. He loses one of his tanks. He loses one of his vulture, or one of his, oh, okay, here we go. Just gonna run right through the mine. Get that last tank. Nice, he gets both tanks. Tripping over my words a little bit there because there was so much going on back and forth. But all of the Dragoons fall except for this last one. Both tanks die though as well, and I feel that Bisu is gonna be fine here to take another base. Not quite as well off as he was against JYJ there, but still in a pretty good spot. Here comes 2 vultures gonna try to sneak by, and Bisu gonna let it happen. Oh, Dragoon on the ramp doesn't block. Mines are gonna go down here. He does have the observer out, so he should be able to deal with this without too much trouble. He loses 1 probe, it looks like. Another probe gonna go down here at the natural, but he gets the Nexus down, so does not slow down that Nexus timing. Bisu handling that pretty well with good confidence, with good level-headedness there. Handles the vulture run by, keeps his probe production running here, and gets his Nexus down in good time. 3rd factory is being finished up now. I think that's a command center. No, a starport up at the top. 3 factory starport. This seems popular. We saw JYJ do a very similar build. Will he go into a drop here, a vulture drop as well? Because that's kind of the way that JYJ played it out in that other game. An armory here, spinning for Royal. Gonna slip 1 more vulture out on the map, probably to lay down a mine at the center left. It's very important that he knows when that next base is going to be coming up here. He's actually going around this, setting up some mines behind the Dragoons that are out on the map, hoping for a cheeky little mine hit there as they move back into their position. Here we go. He's gonna get it. Oh, beautiful. That was a great move by Roll. It ends up working out fantastic. He gets those 2 shots off though and loses the vulture. So a little good, a little bad here, but I think Royal definitely came out ahead in that trade. 1 vulture for a Dragoon and a bunch of hull damage. Definitely worth it here. The science facility is on the way. Royal's going to be able to hit his +2 timing perfectly here. As that +1 finishes up, he will be ready to start that next upgrade. So Bisu, what is going to be his response to this? I think taking a 4th base is a good idea. He hasn't gone for the carrier transition that he did against JYJ. I'm expecting him to play more of a Reaver style here. Oh, one Reaver pops out. Doesn't get the shot off, but I'm feeling like a shuttle Reaver game here from Bisu is probably in the works. He sees everything. He knows his opponent's going to have a lot of upgrades, but his overall unit count is not going to be that high, especially with taking this 3rd command center. He's going to be focusing on bumping up his economy here and really getting his upgrades rolling, whereas Bisu kind of has free reign on the map right now. Another Nexus goes down. That 4th base is on the way. As we move forward in this game, we'll see more and more bases being taken by Bisu, and that explosion of gateways won't be far behind. Vultures are still looking for some kills wherever they can. If they can slow down this economy at all, it's going to play into Royal's game plan massively here, because he is going to sit back for a long time waiting for upgrades. The more he can delay his opponent's economy, the better off he's going to be. Picking off units is really not a priority right now. Just getting this 3rd base smoothly and quickly is the most important thing, and Bisu, it appears he wants to sit back as well. He's going to get that Citadel. He'll likely get the Templar Archives shortly afterwards. His 4th base is about to be saturated here as he sends probes to transfer to that location in the center left. And another base should be coming up soon for Bisu. As the 3rd goes down and Bisu's not able to crack this, he will have to go for further bases. 2 Wraiths here against 2 shuttles. What is he going to do with these double shuttles? Is he going to fly into the main? There's quite a few mines here. There's also quite a few turrets as well. The 2 Wraiths are going to be sent forward to pick off these shuttles. One of the shuttles does go down, but the Reaver is unleashed here. Going to get some shots onto some of these SCVs. The Vultures are going to go down as well. More Zealots coming forward, but both of the shuttles have been picked off, and the Wraiths do a fantastic job ridding himself of these. Oh my god. Guys, big mistake here from Bisu this game. He hasn't transferred any probes to this Nexus yet. That Nexus has been done for a very long time. It feels like he could have transferred those probes before going into the main here, trying to break the main of Royal. But sending the probes over now is really inefficient for the Protoss player. He's going to run up this ramp as well. Oh my god, right into a mine. Bisu getting played a little bit here by Royal, I feel. Royal is getting himself into a better and better position. He's right where he wants to be, honestly. With his factory count not having to go that high to get to 3 bases, his economy is going to be coming up online here very soon. He can add on those later factories and then really move towards that max out quickly, as Bisu struggles to deal with these Vultures running around the map, as well as trying to get some damage onto Royal and slow him down. This double Wraith play has been more and more popular. Sometimes we see even more than just 2 Wraiths with Cloak as well, but this is seems to be pretty strong. 2 Wraiths kills a shuttle very, very quickly. 3 shuttles have been loaded up with Zealots, and it seems like maybe Bisu wants to pull the trigger on an attack here soon, although I don't know how effective it's going to be with this number of tanks here on the high ground, and Wraiths, helping things out. Here we go, coming forward. Shuttles dropping some of these Zealots. He manages to kill the tank. He will delay this 4th base here for a little bit, which is a great move for Bisu. Still moving around the map, dealing with the mines out here. Looks like he just walked into a mine there in the center of the map. Unfortunate. Yeah, 2 more Dragoons go down for free. And now Vulture's going to catch out another Dragoon here. Just about picking that off as well. Looks like this one will end up going down. There's a mine connection. Finishes that off, and Royal getting some really good value out of these mines so far, even picking up another Dragoon over in this location. This is getting to be a little bit crazy. That's so many Dragoons that have gone down. Quite a few cannons are going to finish up here at upper left. Bisu being cautious with that, making sure that he's got enough defenses not to lose that base just to a group of vultures like this. Highly upgraded vultures can take down, you know, 2-3 cannons with pretty good efficiency actually, and then kill every single probe at your base. So he's gonna be careful here. He's gonna have a lot of extra cannons just to make sure that that doesn't occur. Trying to run up here with some zealots, trying to drag those mines. Shuttle. Great storm there, but equally great D-Matrix. Oh my god, this storm! Holy crap, that was a huge storm, killing so many of these tanks. Killing a ton of these vultures as well, and some of the SCVs went down also during that attack. 3 shuttles are going to be able to pick up these High Templar now. High Templar do manage to stay alive, and he will back off with those. That was a great trade for Bisu. He picked off one of the Wraiths. He got a ton of damage with his first few storms, and he picked up a bunch of those Templars, so they're going to be useful going forward here. He won't have to make more of them. He can just focus on Dragoon Zealot production and wait for that energy to start banking up once again. He'll be able to use those for yet more damage, and here he comes, dropping the High Templars. Do they have energy? No. No energy on these High Templars. One storm does go down. So Bisu being a little bit preemptive here, running forward once again with those shuttles. Man, this eBay taking so much damage. It ate an insane amount of Dragoon hits there, and the Dragoons don't even come up this ramp, so not helping out in the fight in the least. The Dragoons will have to retreat from here. Mine connection gets a bunch more damage. The Dragons do have to retreat, so a bit of a misstep there from Bisu. Not taking the best trade against those tanks. Not getting the Dragoons in on the action, and 3-2 is done. Wow, 3 upgrade advantage here for Royal, as Bisu's only on +1 armor, +1 attack. These trades are going to get worse and worse for Bisu as time goes forward. He's going to have to get his economy so far ahead that he can trade out units endlessly against Royal and eventually force him out of this game. I don't see him breaking the neck here of Royal anytime soon. He's gonna have to wait, hang back, max out, and try to crush the attack as it comes out, because Royal is quickly moving towards 160 supply. He's probably gonna wait till 170, 180 before moving forward and taking a big fight here. He's really set himself up in the bottom center, made sure that that area is completely well defended. Oh my god, there's not many probes actually at that base in the center left, but I think it's okay. He's got a lot here in the top left. He's also got that top left natural as well. So the income is good for Bisu. He's starting to bank up a lot. He's going to be adding on a bunch of gateways in the top left. He's adding on more nexus, taking 12 o'clock as well. 178 supply now for Royal. It's really going to come down to this first engagement, how Royal moves out and how Bisu reacts. Is he going to be able to get the Zealot bombs that he desperately needs? Is he going to be able to shut down this push? Or will Royal get all the way across the map? I would bet on Royal getting across the map, but I could be proven wrong. I've seen so many big Terran armies like this get crushed by Protoss with just the proper mine drags, with the proper engagement. It can be very, very hard for the Terran to take a reasonable fight. He's bleeding a lot of vultures right now. A lot of vultures getting picked off. Their mines not really getting connections, and not able to set up a location to push into. You'd love to get some mines out so that you can cover one of your flanks as you move forward, but Bisu not allowing that to happen, constantly walking forward. dealing with those mines. Here comes all these tanks unsieging here and starting to move forward. Where is Royal going with his attack? It appears he's going to head directly to the left side, but we don't see the tanks out in the front just yet. Another run by of these vultures once again. 3 cannons. Like I said before, not going to be enough. These upgraded vultures can deal with that with relative efficiency, and they do. Clearing out those mines. Now, he's going to probably drop a couple of zealots on top of that. Clear out a lot of these vultures. He's coming up from the right-hand side, bringing some dragoons from the left as well. No, not bringing dragoons up, but using this opportunity. Royal is going to push all the way over here towards this high ground, and actually getting mines on this high ground is really, really great for Royal. It's going to force Bisu to kind of run through mines. Oh, the D-Matrix saving these 2 tanks from the Storm. Storm does nothing to a D-Matrix unit. It's the immediate counter, so throwing down those 2 D-Matrix working out very well. Oh my god, 5 Stargate. 5 Stargate for Bisu in the top left. Are you kidding me? I don't know how this is gonna work, man. We don't have any upgrades for this air army, do we? He's got shields. Shields is done. I don't know if that's gonna help out much, but hopefully he was upgrading during this his air weapons, because we've got 3-3 finished on Royal. He's gonna get in here and prevent this base from going down. That center right base is gonna be shut down, but Royal still has a massive army on the map. He's going to head towards the top left. We're about to have 5 carriers pop at the same time, boys. 5 carriers are just about to pop, but will it be in time? Looks like these shuttles are going to get shut down. Oh my god, these 2 shuttles on the left, probably with Templar and Zealot inside of them, get shut down. This shuttle is going to get shut down as well. The army being shoved backwards. Bisu kind of falling apart here. He needs to get some good storms, but he's just not getting them. Here we go. Gets 1 storm, but not the greatest. Only a couple of Goliaths gonna eat that storm. Throwing down some more storms as he pushes forward. He looks like the shuttle will fall, and all the Templar along with it. So Bisu dropping down to 150 supply, barely hanging on at this moment. He's gonna save the base here on the high ground, and he might pick up this command center. Oh, this is a big pick, actually. Picking off this command center is kind of huge. Oh god, he's got to right click that. What is he doing? Okay, he does right click it at the last moment. Looks like he will finish that off. No matter what, it does fall. And Bisu starting to lose control here in the top center. Zealots are going to run forward, though, with the storm. He should be able to clear these 2 tanks. Wait a second. The splash damage landing correctly there on those Zealots picks them off without killing the tanks. Another drop here with some more storm, able to pick that off. Now, Royal moving towards the top left. His supply is insane, 199. So strong. His army at this moment, a bunch of probes are going to retreat from this location. Storms can go down. 1 storm, a D-Matrix, so keeping one of those tanks alive. An EMP on the high ground, 2 EMPs. Beautiful, beautiful play there from Royal to get rid of that Templar threat on the high ground. And carriers have now popped out, but there's just not that much left over for Bisu now. The top center is going to be picked off. That base will be lost. Carriers are going to come out here finally, with 5 of them moving forward pretty soon. But oh man, picking off that shuttle once again, getting rid of that was really, really good. Finally, we got the carriers out. I think there's 7 carriers now. 7 carriers here. He should be able to hold the high ground, but the bases around the map are being picked off, and Royal continues to expand. He's going to take another base in the top right. He's going to grab that command center here, but Bisu with the Nexus on high ground with the cannon up there as well is going to deny that. Now the carrier army is out in full force, but will it be enough? Bisu's going to have a fantastic micro in this game. Carrier micro is going to have to be absolutely on point in order to take these fights. He's got +2 and +1 armor. So actually double upgrades have been cranking here for Bisu for a little while. But is it going to be enough? Here comes the tanks. He's going to pick off those tanks. Saves the Nexus at 12. That is a big save. But he's taking some damage onto these carriers. The Goliath army is moving forward. Top right is under threat here. Would have been nice had he sent those carriers up to that location. Not able to do so, though. And now going to come up here, try to clear some of these Goliaths. But this is 3-3 Goliath army. A lot of them as well, just gunning down the interceptors as they do their work. He's going to be having to spend a lot of money to replace those. Now with 10 carriers here, though, a lot of magic can happen for the Protoss. He's going to be able to pull a game maybe out of his butt here as he comes forward with a bunch of High Templars, starting to throw down storms on the clumped Goliaths, but tanks from the low ground doing a lot of work to assist. A big EMP there, picks off a bunch of Templar energy. He finally does focus down that all-important science vessel, but Royal is going to continue to push the issue here at 12 o'clock, not allowing Bisu to stabilize here, not allowing him to keep this Nexus. Carriers are being focused, but they're being pulled back very, very nicely. He's starting to lower the number of Goliath, but more are going to be sent north here, up to 194 supply. Royal is just dominating now on the map with a huge lead in terms of the number of bases. Oh no, so many probes being transferred here, getting picked off. That is incredibly painful for Bisu, who's fought tooth and nail to keep this base alive at 12 o'clock. Sends his probes to saturate that location, just loses them all to some vultures. That is so painful, so bad for our Protoss player, but he does manage to get a few probes over here. He manages to get some cannons going. He's got carriers in production. He's gonna have something like 12 carriers here shortly, probably only gonna go to 11, but his upgrades are kind of starting to match the Terran now. He's got +2 for sure. He may have +3 soon, though, and that gets pretty crazy. Once you've got like 9-10 carriers with +3, it's unbelievable how fast the Terran army melts. The Terran units melt, the buildings melt, everything melts to the massive number of interceptors. We're already on +2. +3 is spinning at this moment. Not double upgrades still moving, so maybe that's +2 armor, though I'm not sure. We've got a bunch of High Templar moving forward. Do not let them connect. Oh god, he loses 3 High Templar for free there. Just mine connections ruining those Templar. Coming up here into the main base of the top right. Bisu just gonna focus down this command center, and look at how fast it falls. Crazy damage. Crazy damage here. 12 carriers in the top right. Delete that CC. Tanks moving through the middle of the map are going to be easy pickings for this army if they're not covered completely by these Goliaths, but Goliaths are now moving up. Both players completely maxed now. Going to take a fight with a few of these Goliaths, but that is so much anti-air. He will be forced back. He needs to get Templar with this army. He has to throw down good storms on these Goliaths. There's a great storm. He needs more than that, and another good storm here, but the rule is really you need to have the storms ready for when the Goliaths run forward. When they start to clump up and try to dive upon the carriers, that's when you want to cast the storms. He's not able to do it, though, right now because there's so many tanks. Goliaths are moving forward, but they're not able to get on top of these carriers. The interceptor number is still pretty high, though they have shut down a lot of those. This next is going to go down here. Over at the top left, another EMP comes out and shuts down those carriers, hitting them and removing their shields. Tons of Templar here from the south, some on the high ground there in the top left as well. No High Templar on this high ground, though, at the 12 o'clock, but the carrier number is kind of insane. Still enough money here for Bisu to constantly produce interceptors, but his mining is starting to run out. Moving forward here, he's going to start to gun down some of these tanks. Is the ground army big enough, though, to take a fight? There's enough High Templar for sure. Here we go. Big storms are going to come down. Zealots are running forward. There's the storms on the tanks. Going to get some more great storms here on the Goliaths as they retreat. The carriers are cleaning everything up now. Carriers just pushing everything back. This carrier number cannot be denied. The power of them in this late game situation is unparalleled. Another storm goes down. One carrier falls. Okay, we're just down to 10 carriers. It's still more than enough to take fights against the Terran army. He's going to move up to the top right once again. This is so many turrets, but does it matter? I don't think so. This is just a crazy amount of interceptors to deal with. The turrets are just going to disappear, and here comes the right click on the command center. He just right clicks that down, and bye-bye command center. No more mining for you, my Terran friend, in the top right. I think it might actually be prudent here for Royal to maybe put the command center below the minerals in this case, just to make it a little bit harder for the Protoss to snipe. Either that, or he's got to build a kind of insane number of turrets. But I don't know if that is going to be efficient here. More Templar coming up. That's so many storms. We really need... Oh my god. Whoa! 12 wraiths! 12 wraiths! But he sees it. He sees it. He sees it. Observer in the middle of the map sees it. Look at these two observers. Oh my god. This was going to be the move from Royal. 12 wraiths could have picked off a ton of carriers, but Bisu sees it moving through the middle. Now he's got triple observer with this. He's going to be trailing more observers as well. There's no way he's going to get caught off guard here by the play from Royal. I think Royal's only move now is just to keep the wraiths active on the map, try to fight the carriers if they do come in. As long as they don't have Storm with them, they can still gun down a couple of carriers pretty quickly. They will take losses, but they are still potentially useful here. However, Bisu not going to allow him to fight without the Templar present. He's going to come to the high ground here and take a fight. Lots of Templar are available. He's going to start to throw down massive storms. Here we go. Wraiths diving here onto these carriers. He picks off one, but the storms are good. Landing on a bunch of Goliaths here. The army is getting cleared up from Bisu, but likewise, Royal losing a ton of stuff. Now going to head up into the main base. This is the opportunity maybe Royal needs to try and dive on these with the Wraiths. Don't have any Corsairs or anything with these, so the Wraiths grouped up and microed here might be able to get a kill or two. Templar being brought forward to just help out, maybe throw down a storm or on these wraiths as they come forward. But yeah, Bisu just gonna back away. He goes ahead and grabs that mineral only on his side of the map. That's kind of the last expansion he can take right now. He does need to force Royal off of this half of the map. He's got to get him out of the top right if he wants to win this in a late game. That doesn't completely apply in this situation because we do have Carrier. Carrier is very, very strong, does great trades. If this was like shuttle, Reaver play, shuttle, like a speed shuttle with Templar play, you would absolutely not be able to let the Terran player... Oh my god, the Storm! Gonna kill a bunch of his own probes. Okay, he does manage to micro that and keep most of the probes alive, so that was some good micro from Bisu. Yeah, like I was saying, it would be very true. You'd want to get the Terran player off of the top right if this was a normal game, but we've got carriers, and carriers can trade very efficiently. Now, more storms being thrown down. All the Wraiths just flying right into that. EMP goes down. It does hit one of these Archons, but there's still a lot of Templar here with energy. Terran gonna be allowed to move into this location here. Bisu setting up for a big attack now. He's gonna lose the base at the top center, it looks like, but he just needs to clear this semi-efficiently. and he should be in a good spot. He's gonna come around this army. The tanks are actually blocking the Goliaths from getting up here onto the high ground, so tanks are gonna go down really, really fast. There's not really anything that Royal can do except for try to shoot down as many interceptors as possible. Nexus is very, very low. Looks like he might just right-click the Nexus with some Goliaths. No, he does not. Here comes the army. Big storms here and a lot of Royal stuff, throwing down quite a few storms on this masses of Terran mech, and so many Goliaths are going down. Bisu shoving forward here, and Royal looks like he is gonna be taken down. 118 supply to 150, and that was the semi-efficient trade, more than semi-efficient trade that Bisu needed to win this game. He didn't lose his 12 o'clock Nexus either. Managed to keep that alive. Now with 12 carriers moving to the top right, he should be able to once again right-click that command center, take it down, and win this game. Royal is just about to mine out of all his other bases. Bottom center is mined out. The only place he's mining is this top right and the center right, which is getting low on those minerals, so it'll be mining out soon as well. Here we go. Right-click on the command center. There it goes. Picks it off, and that should be that. Look at all these cannons. Oh, the Nexus, 30 HP, 25-19. Oh, he keeps it alive. Oh man, that was so many vultures traded. Not even able to kill that that Nexus though. And he's gonna put down some pylons to prevent that from happening again. Royal scans to see the unfortunate news that the Nexus was not killed. Coming forward here, 12 carriers against almost no Goliaths at this point. A few Goliaths gonna make their way up the map here, but they've got no tank support. Zealots, Archons, Templar are gonna be able to rip them apart as the carriers fire down from above. Another great storm here. He's probably just going to right-click down these science vessels, make sure that the threat to his storm attacks is going to be removed. All of these carriers are going to push forward here towards the upper right. There's really nothing left for Royal in terms of mining anywhere else on the map. The center right just barely mining at this point. You can see low mineral count now at that location. He's gonna have to pull his SCVs away. Command center goes down. Good God, +3 carriers kill stuff so fast. He's gonna come up here. Yeah, look at this. He can just come from this angle, right-click that command center, easy. What? Look at how fast that died. Oh my God. Was that like 3 seconds the command center died? How is that fair? That is so broken. From range, killing a command center in about 3 seconds. Nothing the Terran player can do about it. Just gonna have to eat that loss and tap out. It appears that Bisu has done it. He is going to take the very first win for the Protoss players. He's gonna go after the Nexus. This is now a question of honor for Royal. He has to kill that Nexus. He's out of range. He's out of range. Oh my God, he can't hit the Nexus. He's got to get a little closer, and actually Beast is going to bring up some Zealots here to clear this. No, the Nexus isn't going to fall. Oh man, these tanks are going to go down. He manages to finish them off. We got some vultures here. They're going to pick off Templar too, but they're not going to get that Nexus. And this matter of honor here in the top center. Royal's ability to pick off that command center or that Nexus is going to be removed. He is not going to have the chance to finish that off. Uh-oh, okay. 3 more tanks are coming up. Can he kill that Nexus? That's all that matters at this point. Royal is not going to win this game. He knows it. You know it. I know it. He's not going to get it. GG. He taps out before killing the Nexus. Unfortunate there. Giving up a little bit too early, I feel. He should have killed that Nexus. But he taps out, and Protoss gets their first win of the season and the clapper from KCM. All right, guys, here is your score screen. Look at that. We've got the Zerg logo looking like it got crossed out, like it was on the lineup. The red line poking right through it. Terran managed to get one more point, going up to 13. I think that's an all-time high, boys. I don't think we've ever seen a team get this many points in a season, breaking through the actual format, the barrier here at the top, crossing over into the Zerg and actually crossing their logo out. That is a first, I believe. Pretty crazy stuff. Protoss making a little ramp here. It looks like they're doing some BMX jumping. Long flat line and a little bit of a ramp, finally making a somewhat of a comeback. Zerg starting to flatline here at the end of the season. Will they be able to take down Protoss in the semifinals, or is this a sign for the future? Is Protoss going to make a big comeback and maybe smash through that Zerg and get themselves into the finals? I think that would be pretty hype as well. Protoss has not been doing good this season, but they are showing those signs of life, and we've seen some great games here this week from them. What's his name? Best not even able to play this week because his two partners here, Snow and Bisu, just picking up all the slack for the Protoss race, putting them on the map. Guys, it's going to be an epic semifinals. Make sure to tune in next week and find out how it goes down. Will Zerg beat Protoss and continue to set the trend here, or will Protoss break that trend and take down Zerg? Will they be able to go up against Terran in the finals? Tune in next week, guys, for an exciting conclusion to this season of KCM.
Surely outfit the moms that's and sneak the net so ja neerlich sneer wil wacht certainly the fell album and I get my sister heel schaf get new fell but all it's nearly below I was that name mom said I did I when I nip zacht yes see they're all on see me nach see they give me no on so she starts saying that Fell snores in the ilder side said on looking at that I says really sad helps get him that's near him see the boss not much just near little movie but I hear seeing all this Earl or him on me that they understand our girl side that's like and now if even extra get there and you look when is your back so listen all that it makes it get me a lot of summer flying back to the stadium and it's not Hervé, says so sneer the nearly but they could leave it on right now from the fingers to have me like sneer see the sneer line your man with the boss not yet. Sweet is no man said the boss not excited your man and the line if and a circle lead my much the there is that well our player with him in a great state there resume that now man he's just I'm so get our same name and this need a case be man says man rushing is so clear signal must say work about it now snacks then mom said there's no just getting a little and it's the kid boy yeah mouse me said that earth and that see me and this will or see B7 off yeah like you see her knobs it's so gonna go now and that's her girl at all lost it now we're thank you look at near here if say your aunt said but sent yeah the Lord stand and the near but now should I sit long hours gosh they're not you're upset they're fucking the goodish mouse me said that's a shit will long get it you're out and all you little spot so yeah name and the portion else as this was you need rich surf that do skype still said it all again the fast is my home is all for workers salad fun it on instead of the man you actually you know you know city miss nice like circle living I walk give it sneer Mr. Gibbs in not fast now opposite or besides the girl look like very nice neither if just go off circle you know you maxi sub mix our own mom and mixes the girl leaf and I'm your floor stand so this macky slash the net hour and acknowledge Of nipsi and there was a nipsi yeah I don't know what's that and I it's my area her of the Basilim sister Siskai Hagger il Makia was it him sister of such name and an woman and I'm like an extended than her shimash you'll die Sur or a city reaces mistake I got the outfit yes it's my was city that pan not shield not nipsush the Girl, girls is that Hurry, the mom say Rex, it's landish no man, but I'm an east, and it's least Guys, and there is city middle, but then I'm going to be sure. She match, no more, so I die. Not is Northgapski with the Elbreeze past the done. See that law. Yeah, more, resurface my creek. That'll be a one, do what I was standing there, they're up in that matter, rather much not much did our in that name, this next near with the hours done. Sir, girl, listen up a look, but next thing our foot that reach, so girl, like, hey, been your exit with a meeting is so out and I'll remember. Oh, sir, mission should have been in that, I was the sense new. Oh, here he is, oh, they, I'm sorry, because they're down in my stars, so next thing that's still, yeah, Nah, morphing in back in listen if I'm not is more free in the law a senator with me I've skim out of fun yeah stick rack so if it's near him see the boss no bad that actually be met if the might no him do because the she will send it there's no wheels to see me but there's near so but new in the not is doing else it makes it the deal with the Hurry, the she emer from the north, my dealers that not over there, so that the black cash the snacks if it's walking in her. He can get one that off was the bad is slow. We hear the one access that's the sharp fate. In the she will see it with that. Well, not all the Mary United that so got to snake sharp. Up there, how for in the sense you can under this city, mean I'm saying you live even your grief will be out. Heard the accents in the He's what, yeah, and it's so, yeah, he's what this is now doing more like a what else, yeah, bro, and it's giving you Brazilian. Seen that fast, dashed off and off, dang it, it goes near him, but stare, see this man almost sleep, and it's no the alphas that. Kind of grab some must have almost serve your if instead of bread so now the one without a grab and never on yours. But certainly been able to almost daily and actually been no already little else session now. Be if they won't get Miss Kaz and nothing to the hand I just hang on it. You know, grab bad little in the ink and no what the grab miss the gas because I was. The door girl almost so still miss here if you're instead of door girl, but the work that's to see. I'm nice as looks. Me no fox there, he means not is nickel leak. Not is for free city or get on air, and I was mad message for the magazine next noning out, see if there's the vehicle that leave there's a high need a boy getting his sudden. My setting is a charanium, it's on. One now see less of the ship. The outfit snores the no guess. Hurry snores, Mr. Fulton, get mom, it's an exciting here, Mr. Macri, that. You know, Mercy outside Earth, that thing is found all the night of snores, was. And no, get that a little Steven excision, not is. Now, upset that I can already say, nor was there off near among us. Hello, was that old marsh there from Norwich? Did I give you in? We're not going to film it all back, like said by even oxen. Sorry, but it man, the last next found one my rails, the game's in here, and it no upset an audition. Earl, the man was mercenary, now, fudge now, wish even the concert was slow, that and I did near, guess. Hemziks. Absolutely, MC Flowers did it. Yeah, funny there was that same name, and it's off. And I'm near Mom's house, Cedar, but I can very close there, still the law, and I but thought there was a team, so him, Russell believe for a lander that's name show. Yes, and if so, we're out seats, yeah, we're seeing the last year, so it was law, you will let him not here for the fuck, you didn't know on second. And ill, even though it's a cash up, but him. But Neil Knips hanging along as your vet, and sister off so no more hat. Snurf, there is that shower refrain, they will give, but was slow, this gonna be soon that. Foul was near me with a little bit shower, you're The wheeler such a be rossed like in Iris and across and Gillery fun neck to a minute set up all walk out there and it how gonna know what on here once seen the Nick Nuss and see caps off. Sure, Robson Hill, the win Iris and you know Nick Nuss and I guess this Nate sharp idiot neck. Skill the knock, get like it my spire was. Man, run on, I'm in the axie. I'm air suitor, even a single but all up on the ship for upset. Say, and you know, Nick Nuss no, give a long audition for a year or assisted there when I know Nick Nuss no. It would one I don't study the audition there or Fred there, sit there good on. Right, so near him now, we law near him now, mistake like a red lost, not get much. I was just like his ass near him, but stack it out. No, we're even on. Hurry, since it's showered. Sneer in the house. Not as very snembix. I've been. Well, I was that I swap Nick and I'm surfing soon. Not as your film at all. When you're right, I was that air when I'm exceed earth and that. Snake not soot and I'd over the next thing knows that I've been Mr. Get him near him. Is that air? Hurry, no, I'm on the saw. Saddle, this need to see nothing out of the nurse. Who is trying hell we was. I mean, I need to ask him, so take it in one, sir. Help, start here with the door. Hurry, you hasn't yelling after what's in all this mess of what even asked enough for you. Who's and you'll understand. Get him, we should just near him. Yeah, even if it's last month, is that show? Get him near him. Said, Lord, how do you get my suit is back? The beetle is soft, but that's in the Elvitzer. We give her for the Hibium, that's her in a hush number. Radish. I'm our free sniff and Nick not save with my hands. I'm getting nothing. Who is in the air where they're giving an officer that the opposite if they were in rough and now we're vetted. You imagine it's that evil was there when I even acted at that. Sure, that helps Skyrush the other. Sure, Snagger, said, not as you he said, that's good, man. Hurry, said, bro, who's low, said, bro, up there, asked the old man. Yeah, this is this night, and I guess there's no position necessary. He may see it, girls, and this other so. Plus, smell me going to see vet, sack to see, and this, and the gap says, no, this guy, it's who's me, Eleanor. He's the missy that may see it in there, so I don't know the desert. The mayor of the mountain did assign Ermir Sir Arofino. And our awful by her off ease. And helps the line Ermish it. That's in the Macy Mustach and Extra. So said it also did. We'll snack and the man, if I finds it. And a little out. Oh, I get it everything there. Hurry, but that's I guess I guess so I can lay it. And this is hilly Bruce. So we still a little and you not is no not. Nah, he was sending me some real shot up on it. There's not is not and you'll am stiff for the hurry here via flat but this guy's not in the likes that existing at that is showing out a lot on her the older wall and get out sound ready to become but let's just see your son. Hey, let us in here. Well, I still have this no in this must have. And little of that. The now such that we are right such that and the actors do it worse than the area he may have off. See the exact well, see is it ill up some for he'll what the far center guess. And they was out of very well Strafe sees just the market. He'll never slow windy. Serial start Sabbath we argument. Garage snare to serve girls. I can be reading now, love it after Mr. Arch said. Boy, I'll wait and it's the feeling out free. He knew what again. Albeit EBM in the side bit of little way. Here, this man else said, thank you. The best sermon you sal. Header open not now, I gill now. Fit the sal be little smart, it's sal. En je dat je niet zegt, Sador. Dus is er al voor snel nou. En er ongeveer immer met salad. En ik als het snel moest er ongeveer immer met salad. En dus je in de middel ongeveer snel ne moest niet als Sador meester. En er is meester nou je weet het ook. Er is meester nog niet met het lor wonde set, but there are see. So now for this but it will not. En iets is vanavond de les zei, was is dit soort ellende. Hij is het knapske Israël, maar dat zie. En dat is, dan moet ik koos, we zien, want sap is jou is door zo. En je ziet hem was, zo zit het de master om nou weer voor het laten bij een mat en nog in die sfeer. Hier of mijn elf, uit mijn eerste. Hier is wat vlas, mijn ik in het. Na die is zit er maar al beneden. Zo, maar hier nog niet hermasten hier van. De raadste ik stel nou hoor men meegen in de mushroom mij zie ik van de zee zit wat. Stiek je wil nou frassen mij zie ik dat je wil de noos hebben met loops naar voor vergaat zullen.
Akine Bisu, Soulkey maar is daar, maar kost nog met de gos nog smassisach.
Is dat zo? Ja, dat is ik moest niet komen. Dan na, lopen die al mimo.
Maar die wil dat nog wel dat die Emi is.
Dat is de kat.
Emi is de kat.
Dat is dat.